Welcome back to Learn with Chris. I'm Chris. So I'm going to make another political video, and today I'm going to talk about Joe Biden dropping out of the presidential race. This is very new news. It happened less than 12 hours ago. So Joe Biden was the he's the president of the United States, of course, but he also declared that he wanted to be a president for a second term. And as the sitting president, he's obviously highly favored to be that candidate. So they went through the primary process. So all the Democratic delegates and voters and everything, they elected or voted for Biden to be their candidate against the Republican opponent, who ended up being Trump. All of that, of course, was affirmed in the Republican primary, and then, of course, the Republican National Convention, the RNC, last week. So Trump is the candidate for the Republicans. Biden was the candidate for the Democrats because as of 12 hours ago, more or less 12 hours ago, he dropped out. This has never happened before in American politics. So this is an unprecedented thing where after the primaries, where the delegates have chosen their candidate, and after the first presidential debate, a candidate drops out. Never happened before. The closest was Lyndon Johnson in 1968. He dropped out after the primary season began, a couple of weeks after it began, but not after it had been concluded, and definitely not before, or definitely before any presidential debates, and before, of course, their convention, right? So Lyndon Johnson in 1968, and I think he dropped out because of the Vietnam War, pressure from the Vietnam War. So what's really crazy, so this is an unprecedented thing. It's never happened before, this far into the election campaign, into the election season. So the other crazy thing about this is Biden dropped out by tweeting. So he put a tweet, or we think he put a tweet, because we're not entirely sure he did it. Somebody in his circle, or whoever runs his Twitter account, I guess, just announced that, because he wants to focus on being president for the next so many months, that he doesn't want to be the candidate for November. So he dropped out, and on a tweet, which is hilarious. Not a press conference, not an announcement from the Oval Office, a tweet, social media, right? So is this where everything is done now on Twitter? Has Twitter become that relevant? Maybe, which is quite interesting, kind of how things have shifted. Now, in that tweet, he did not endorse anyone. He just said that he was dropping out, which is also really, really weird, because you would think that he would just say, I'm dropping out and I'm endorsing A, B, or C, whatever person, and all of the delegates who have voted for him in the primary, they would all go to that person, right? So that was a pretty big mistake to not endorse anybody in that original tweet. However, maybe like a half hour later, he posted another tweet. So again, doing all of this very important presidential stuff on Twitter, not a press conference, on Twitter, it's crazy. And he officially endorsed Kamala Harris to be the Democratic candidate. So what happens from here? So Biden, he said that he's going to give a press conference in the next couple of days. He'll talk more about this. I assume he'll give his reasons why he has dropped out of the race. He will not tell the truth about that. He will not say, I have stage 3 Alzheimer's or something. He's not going to say that, of course, because if he says that, then that opens the door for him to be for him to resign as president now, or 25th Amendment or something like that, right? So he's not going to say that. He'll probably say he thinks Kamala Harris is going to do a better job than he would do, and she's the future, something like that. So the Democrats have their the DNC, Democratic National Convention, in August, and the assumption is that Kamala Harris will get all of the delegates that Biden had, and she will be their candidate, and she will, just as Donald Trump chose his vice president, his running mate, J.D. Vance, Kamala Harris will have to choose her running mate. I have no idea who that would be. I'm not sure anybody would want the job. And so it seems that she is going to be the one running against Donald Trump. Her poll numbers are worse than Biden's, I believe. So Biden had less than a 1% chance of beating Trump. Kamala Harris has less than a 1% chance of beating Donald Trump. So there's no way. There's no way that she's going to win. She's extremely unpopular, and she's done a very, very bad job with the things that she was responsible for, namely the border, the southern border, not the Canadian border, that's fine, but the border with Mexico. What is it now? More than 10 million illegal immigrants have crossed the country since the Biden-Harris presidency, something like that. So that's a horrible thing, and it's the primary concern of the American citizens, right? So if they look at all of the, are you most concerned about A, B, C, and D, the border, maybe inflation or economy, maybe that's number two. But I think the border, the legal immigrants in their country, and all of the effects that has, like fentanyl and drugs and criminals, all of that kind of stuff. Donald Trump talks about that all the time, of course. So that's the primary focus of the voter, and Kamala Harris was responsible for that, and she either did a really bad job or didn't do any job at all and just left the border completely open. So she's not going to win against Trump. No way. Biden would have a better chance, and he's got Alzheimer's disease. So yeah. So quick video. Biden has dropped out of the presidential race, an unprecedented historical thing. This has never happened before, but we're in a year of all kinds of stuff never happening before. 2024, the year of chaos politically, which is not a surprise. I think everybody thought it would be crazy, and here we are halfway through the year, and it's crazy. Yeah, so anything else comes up in the next couple of days, I'll make another video about American politics. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day. Take care.